Hey, NorCal Carters. It is Monday, September 26th. And tonight, it's our open mic night, but we already have guests lined up. But if you want to join the show or join the panel outside the chat room, but actually on camera and where people can see and hear you, you can send us a PM to either our IG account, Instagram NorCal Carters, or norcalmondays@gmail.com. So you can also do Facebook, but if you start hitting our personal Facebook, meaning ours, Ashley, myself, etc., we might be a little bit slower to respond to those. So it's better to go through the actual NorCal channels. So again, open mic night. Right now we have 3 guests. We're working on a 4th chiming in, and a lot of stuff coming up. So let's get to it. Opening up the show. So sorry, I hit the wrong link. Races this past weekend. Blue Max Kart Club, they had a club race going on out there in Davis. And then Ashley and I, we were out at Sonoma for the Rock Sonoma event, race number 7. And once again, Rock Sonoma did the live stream on YouTube and on Facebook. And there was a lot of good racing action out there. Actually, the class that really surprised me this weekend, there's 2 of them. The Masters Rock class surprised me. There was really good racing all day long in that class. And the 100cc Masters. The 100cc Masters class has really been growing over the past, I'd say 3 or 4 races, really. And they put on some really good racing. And you can go back to YouTube, check out the Rock Sonoma YouTube channel. You go back and watch it. But that's what Ashley and I were up to this past weekend. And coming up this week, let's see, we have NCK. So our buddies over there at NCK Road Racing, nckroadracing.com, they are heading to Thunderhill East for Saturday and Sunday. They're doing their fall shootout. So you have a couple of more days to register. Mark Morrison, if you're listening, chime in. We'll get you on the show tonight so you can plug it. But this weekend, Thunderhill East, the shootout, the fall shootout with the NCK Road Racers. So if you're wondering what the difference is between what we're normally talking about with our guests tonight and road racing, it's basically most of the karts are the same. There are a few road racing specific classes where the drivers are laying down a lot more. But they race on the big tracks. Thunderhill, the big Sonoma Raceway, Laguna Seca, the big Buttonwillow track, Willow Springs. So that is our road racing segment. So you can find out more information from them at nckroadracing.com. And also, let's see, October 8th and 9th, Prairie City Kart Club. They have a race coming up. Prairie City Kart Club, 8th and 9th of October. And then we have back to Rock Sonoma for races 8 and 9. So to the competitors at Rock Sonoma, it is a doubleheader weekend. So the actual practice will be on Friday. Saturday is race number 8. Sunday is race number 9. We are live streaming both days. And so that's coming up. Let's see, October 14th, 15th, to the 16th. And then Prairie City will have their 2-stroke weekend on the 22nd and 23rd. And let's see. I think that's it for me, Ashley. You ready? Oh, I lost myself.
Hey, NorCal. What's up? All right, like Jason said, we were out at Sonoma over the weekend, so it was great to see a lot of you. All right, so we got shout outs. Cart, now I can't remember who it was. Cart Speed Motorsports wanted us to shout out. Torsten Olson and Colin McGrath on their first and second place finishes this weekend in Sonoma. I also wanted to remind everybody that our t-shirts are out. You can go and get them at the NorCal Carter store. Everybody needs to have a NorCal Army shirt as far as I'm concerned, and Jason will sign them. So give them something to do, friends. All right, we also have a molecule promo code NorCal15 for a discount on your molecule to #KeepItClean. Another shout out that I have Did anybody hear anything big coming out of this weekend? Maybe a big announcement. Hopefully we get somebody in the comments to clear that up. But there was a big announcement about KPX over the weekend, and we're going to be getting some info soon. So when we know, you'll know. We got some comments already, but I'm all good, Jason.
All right. So let's get to our guests. First up, Anthony, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So Anthony White, introduce yourself, your home track, the class that you run, the team that you run with, and we'll start there.
My name is Anthony White. My home track is Sonoma Raceway, and I race under the RWR tent. And
you're Ron White Racing.
Yeah, and I race in junior 100cc.
So is it just coincidence that you're under Ron White's tent and your last name is also White?
No, Ron's my uncle.
Ron's your uncle. All right.
Yeah. So.
Very cool. Family operation there under the RWR tent.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thanks for joining us tonight. And then we'll bring you back on here in a moment. Let's see here. David, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hey, Jason and Ashley. Happy to be back on the podcast. It's good to be a participant in tonight's agenda. So David Palick, my home track is Sonoma as well. I'm in the 125cc Masters class. And yeah, I think that's just one. Was there anything else I'm missing?
I don't know. You've done this before.
Thanks for having me.
Did you mention Karting Collective?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. So I am under the Karting Collective tent with Nick Leduc.
With Nick Leduc. There you go. On the Sodi cart.
Yep. My oversight.
That's all right. Let's see. And then next up, we're going to have Max Altman. Max, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Max, and I race in the junior 100cc class, kart number 818 under Speed Sense Motorsports, and my home track is Sonoma Raceway.
All right. What chassis are you on?
I'm on the X3 OTK.
Esprit. All right. Very cool. Any highlights from this weekend?
Of course, winning the race by over 5 seconds.
Oh, you got to drop in that over 5 seconds.
There's the trophy. Right.
Okay, he wasn't dusting off his shoulders. He was trying to point over his shoulder to his first place trophy there. Very cool. And we have one more guest in the studio, but he's not on yet. So we'll bring Matt up here as soon as he gets his camera connection going. So let's see here. Oh, there we go. All right. Matt, we'll bring you up in a second once we know we have a steady connection for you, okay? Let's see. Oh, we just lost you again. All right, Matt, let's give this a shot. Ready? Oh, there we go. Matt, introduce yourself, your home track, the chassis you're on, the team you run with, and go from there.
So my home track's Perry City. I drove a Paralyn. I drive for my dad's team. Drove under his tent, and yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, basically.
Who's your favorite competitor?
My sister.
There you go. So later in the show, actually, I'm going to ask you now. So, were there team orders yesterday?
Uh-oh.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Is your mom standing in the background?
No.
No. So for those that don't know, these two raced together in the mini rock class at Sonoma, and Matt had an excellent race in the main event with his sister, Gabby, somewhere in the background there.
Yeah, over here.
So I had to stir the pot. I think there was team orders going on where Matt had to, yeah, there you go. Where Matt had to.
Definitely did not point anyone by. Nothing like that.
No, you did it. It was you didn't do it. But yeah, it happens in racing, right?
Yep.
Points are important.
Teammates.
Yeah, we're teammates. So.
That's right. You're teammates. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
All right.
And Ashley, do you want to go with our first question? Second question? I had to ask the team order one though.
Yeah. So Gear Nuts is asking, Gear Nuts correctly guessed Donald is running KPX.
Yeah.
At PC, actually, I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to be the one. What did you win? You won a NorCal Carter's measuring tape. It's still wrapped, sealed in the package. NorCal Carter's measuring tape.
Oh, you actually had a prize. That's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also have a correction on our schedule. Let's see here. Bert is chiming in. PC got moved to October 29th and 30th for their final race.
All right.
So let's see here. We'll get that update on the NorCal Carter's calendar as well. And let's see. Let's see. Oh, Gear Nuts. Dan's lighting it up tonight. Kick butt job, Max. Saw that race, you crushed it. So very cool.
All right.
Thank
so we
you.
got some Max Altman fans in the chat already. All right. Let's see. So does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to start with? Or they want to ask or answer or anything? While we're waiting in the comments. Jason.
Hey,
Do
Keegan
I-
just
I
popped
mean-
in.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
What's dropping into the studio?
So Keegan wasn't at the race this weekend because of something. Show him what's going on.
I've like cracked
Oh.
Were you talking back?
You
So,
missed
we'll tell
out.
what
I
happens.
even announced and I was
Oh, you got
like,
two of them going.
Keegan
Yeah, I-
Palick,
yeah.
where are you at? You need your transponder.
Yeah, that's right. She was asking.
You were
about
the
this. Tell
the
them what
one
happened
this
real quick.
weekend.
I just fell on my bike. Oh.
So what happened, dude?
I was riding to school and I just fell over on my bike.
Oh,
You were riding to
man.
school and you fell. No, that's not the story.
That is the story.
I got attacked
You were-
by a
you were
bear. I
taking the
totally
back
beat him up
trail.
afterwards, though.
You were taking the back trail to school and you were trying to clear a double. And you just kind of messed up a little bit. That's the story.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
All right. So when did this happen?
I think Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, just
Oh,
3 days
no.
ago, 4 days
Yeah.
ago.
So is the initial pain gone where it just gets worse and worse and worse? And is that pain gone?
Yeah.
How come kids never get hurt in karting? Well, I can't say that. Kids do get hurt in karting, but more often than not, it's away from the go-karts.
Yeah.
Anthony, you had a pretty big shunt about a year ago, right? 18 months ago?
2 years. Yeah, I was in. I think it was. Well, it was 2020. I think it was September. Right. I think it was September. So about
Wow,
2 years
two-
ago.
Yeah,
I
2
remember
years
seeing
ago.
that. Yeah, that was a big accident. It was
Yeah.
happy to see you get healthy and back out there again.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys, tell us about your weekends. What were your strategies? Who'd you want to beat? How'd it go? We were there, but
We were there, but
Everybody else
if you
wasn't.
weren't there, it's go not
all
come.
right, let's see.
Oh, sorry. I'm laughing. I'm laughing at Michael.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay. What track layout are you hoping to race in the last two Sanzaro races and why?
Oh, can I be the spoiler for that?
You got it.
No, you'll be the last one.
No, it's a spoiler. So Steve told me they're going to do P-Pick, and it's going to be two different tracks, Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
So this is
Jason
going to be the
and
test. This is going to be the test of the cameras listen or not.
Jason and I
David's
have
going,
been
"What?
daring
What?
them.
P-Pick?
Yeah, say that again. Did I miss it?
I'm talking out of my butt. It's not going to be a P-Pick.
All right. Well, I'll chime in. I hope they do a configuration of national. I just, the straightaway is always in my mind.
Yeah, if I had more ambitions to actually promote race, like individual races. I would love to do 2 days, 2 ways race where it's like one day you're running one direction, the next day you run the next direction.
Yeah. And I personally prefer pro layout, kind of eliminating tic-tac-toe, but whatever.
The pro layout.
I think national's my favorite layout too.
I'm partial to the sprint tracks.
Okay.
I like the sprint tracks because they're just more rhythm.
I like national.
Yep. Okay. I think I hijacked Anthony there. So Anthony, what layout are you hoping for the last 2 races?
Well, I was gonna say it'd be cool if they made like a new layout, because at the beginning of the year, in like January and February, when you're just out there practicing, the track was trying like new layouts over by tic-tac-toe with some tire barriers and stuff. So it'd be cool if they made like a new one or something. Yeah. But I'm kind of hoping we do like a sprint layout and then a national layout or something like that. Because that'd be
a sprint and a national.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what pea picking is?
Well, what?
You know what a pea pick is?
No.
Maybe that's why none of these kids looked worried or laughed or anything, Jason.
Yeah, that could have been why David went, they're going to do what? So a pea pick is where you have a hat with 0 or 1 through 99 numbers. And different tracks run them a little bit differently, but the general premise is you pull a number out of the hat. So I pull number 13 out. Anthony pulls out number 12. Ashley pulls out 52. Ashley pulls out 52.
Always.
David pulls out 99. Keegan pulls out 3. And so you guys are all getting the point here, right? Max pulls out 1. And Sepe pulls out, what's your favorite number, Matt?
Probably number 25 or number 5.
5.
So 25. So Matt pulls out 25. And what you do is that's how you start your first heat, is in the order of the pea pick. And then the second heat is a full invert of the field. Okay. Now there's variations on it where they'll do the top 10 pea pick and invert the field depending on how big the races are, the type of the track. But it's basically heat 1 is how you pea pick in that order. Heat 2 is a full invert of how you pea pick. And then you take the combined points, either whoever has the most or whoever has the least, depending on their score system. That sets the grid for the main event. And then however you finish the main is how you finish. And again, there's other variations on it. Some places will do all the points add up to a final finish at the end of the day. But I'm a fan of how you finish the main is how you end up.
Sounds like a gimmick to me that they'd try in like Formula 1 or something.
No, I think it really just started to help mix the fields up before we had A and B. So Ashley remembers all these times where like the scorers would be out there with, 5 stopwatches trying to manually time everything. And you have to hand score 5. We would do 3 to 5 carts at a time. They were all hand scored. So it's just kind of a way to get through that process a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But it made for great learning and great racing and learning how to pass, because the fast guy always starts in the back at some point. Yeah. And it just, they need to learn that, okay, they're fast. Okay, how do you make clean, aggressive passes to get back to the front? And then you give the slow guys a chance to like kind of pace with the fast guys, like, because at some point the fast guy is going to come around them.
It's literally like roulette.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Moral of the story: it's random.
It's random.
The reason that we've been bringing this up is because Steve and I and some others have had an idea of pea picking in Sonoma for something that we'll hopefully announce soon with Steve on the show. But I want to see it happen. I'm down for it. It eliminates a whole qualifying session, so I can give you guys some more race time. Let's do it.
And it makes the racing is just. I love pea picking myself. Yes, great way to develop drivers.
Are they thinking of implementing this in one of the last 2 races?
Not in the last 2 races. No, 23.
I'm completely talking out of my rear end. But
he doesn't know. He's not in the conversation. But
So we didn't get to Matt, right? We had Matt. What the layout are you hoping for?
To me, I mean, I'm not too worried. It can be really any. I mean, I was really far back in points, so I'm not like I'm more trying to help my sister, to be honest. But
Let's forget about Gabby for a second.
if I do, to be honest,
What layout would you pick if you had to go race?
They went 1-2 this weekend.
probably sprint. Sprint's
Probably
good.
sprint. Yeah.
But if I do win 2 races, everyone's dropping 2 races, and with everyone dropping their 2 races, if I win 2, I would be in the lead. So we're in it to win it basically. So
Wait, then you can't have team orders if after a drop you're in the lead.
there's really no.
We're gonna have a math class here.
I'm working on the points too.
You're working
so
on the
don't
points.
Start getting me confused. I'm taking bribes if anybody.
No, don't. You can't say that.
Just kidding. I'm not. I like White Claws though. All right.
We didn't get Max. Max.
Yeah, I really like the pro national and reverse pro national layouts. They're definitely my top 2 favorite layouts. So I'd have to hope that it's those 2 because I think I'm really strong there, and they're also my favorite.
Very cool. Very cool. And real quickly, we got to acknowledge Michael Ting. So this is a reference to me and my announcing for his buddy and his teammate, David. I say David KO because it's KAO. And he's saying, no, it's Gao. It's not KO, it's Gao. So it's David Gao.
Oh, I was saying cow.
That would be closer than what I have.
Oh, cow. So we're both wrong. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Did everybody answer? David and Keegan, did you guys answer about your?
My favorite track's reverse national, so that'd be fun to do.
Nice.
That would.
Maybe just like normal sprint. That would also be fun.
All right. I'm gonna text Steve and be like, "You better be writing all this down."
Let's see. We have a points question. Is it 2 races getting dropped for Rock Sonoma?
No, just one.
Just one. You just ruined Matt's season. Matt's like, wait, what did I do?
Is it unless it's different?
Now I have to win all of them.
Yep, do it.
Yeah,
Do
now you have to win all
it.
of them.
Yep. And then we'll be like, what? Gabby Guidera, isn't that Matt's sister? All right, here we go. Okay, Eric Altman has 2 comments. That can be scary when you have weaker drivers, which happens in the younger classes, can lead to a lot of crashes. Yes, you are correct. All right, next.
Oh, here we go. Did you, David Welsh? Donald at Prairie City ran inverse lineups during COVID 206 Tuesdays. Drivers loved it, and it actually developed respect and camaraderie. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I love P-Pick. Yeah.
Well, you say you love it like it's common and people still do it.
I'm old.
People don't.
Like, I still call all the Central Valley tracks Region 11. So,
yeah.
And no one P-Pick. Like, I haven't been to a series in years on our style racing, in sprint racing, where they do P-Pick. So, just ever since A&B got their transponder stuff together, we've been qualifying.
So, guys, what would worry you guys the most about an invert or a P-Pick random? What's up? Is that Joe? Hey, Joe.
P-Pick.
Yes.
I
P-Pick.
used to do it speedway racing when I started, when me and my brother were a kid. You could, whatever, you can grab 1, 10, 20, didn't matter. They inverted, I think, the top 8. So you might start on pole 1 heat, the next heat, you were starting back in 8th. Or sometimes they'd reverse the whole field. So you might start pole, but then dead last. And it made it to where you had to race. If you started dead last, you had to get to the front.
Yeah.
The old guys are coming out of the woodworks when they hear pea pick.
Sorry, I've been
Right? Literally, Joe was like, "What pea pick?"
Sorry.
It's all right. I've been trying to get you on the show, Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right. So, what would you guys be worried about? What's up? We got this. Max, pea pick. What would you be worried about? When you stuck your hand in, what would you be like? Please, oh please, oh please.
I'd go with probably middle of the pack, because if there's a big field and you're in the middle of the pack, that is prone to crashing. I do not like being in the middle of the pack just because of the chances of people. Starts are crazy, so I do not want to be in the middle.
All right.
That's it.
That's super nuts mentality.
Yes.
All right, Matt, what would you be worried about in a pea pick situation?
Really nothing. I mean, I don't know, really, to be honest. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, and there's a lot of things that couldn't go wrong, so I don't really know. I'm not really.
Right. You could be first or you could be last. You literally don't know. Anthony, what would you be worried about?
I agree with Max. I'd be worried about starting in the middle because, I mean, that's where the most crashes happen, like the middle and towards the back. I mean, I'd want to be first, so anywhere but first, I guess.
How about you, David?
Yeah, I'll echo what these guys have said. That mid pack is always mayhem, right? For better or for worse, in my class, we don't have these huge grids like these younger kids, right?
Oh, no.
So it wouldn't be that much of a big impact for my class because we've got 4 to 6 on every grid weekend. So, being in second, being in fourth is not a dramatic thing. It's not so dramatic as like being on P3 or P2 versus P12, right? That's a big difference. So I don't think it'd have as much of an impact in my class as it would in the class for these guys.
And speaking of your class did a very good job this weekend of making it fun to watch.
Yeah, well, thanks. It was good. I had a little battle going for third and fourth. The 2 guys in front were gone, and I don't think we were going to get on them, but definitely had a good little battle going. And then, I'm my own unforced, or my own error caused me to spin in the main there, and
we have it on YouTube.
Yeah, I had the pace, and I felt pretty confident, even though I made a pass and he got it back. I felt pretty confident I would reel it in near the end of the race, and just
you guys had a bunch of crossovers and pass backs, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So, but then the excitement of this class here, the 100 cc juniors, was really good, and the micro minis. Those are, it's great to just see all those kids in the deep fields and a lot of passing going on. I always come to the fence and watch those races, not only because Keegan's in it, but just because there's a lot of excitement going on in those races. For sure. Yeah,
Actually, the ones that the shifter class was a little bit lead follow, for compared to what it usually is. Usually there's a lot more action going on. Yeah. Tech kind of just took off and that was it. And then 100cc, I'm not going to say I was disappointed in it, but I was disappointed because usually the 100cc class, I lose my voice because there's so much going on. In the top 5, they were really just so close. And it was a train from the flag to the finish.
You're talking about the juniors or the masters?
The senior 100cc.
Oh, 100cc. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm going to give a shout out to this past weekend, the 100cc masters class that Andrew won. Yeah, that was just a great battle. Those 4 guys, the 5 guys in the front were just, there was a train the entire race, and Andrew just did a remarkable job. He was struggling in the morning because he's under our tent, and we just kind of knew the challenges he was facing and carts set up and this and that. But he pulled it together in that main and just methodically chipped away at that field. And then he drove so intelligently. It was really a great race. He
did a really nice job because for a while he was just kind of parked in 5th. Yeah, and then kind of shot up to 3rd really quick. I was like, oh, okay, there he is, and then boom, into the lead.
Yeah, it was good. It's so funny. He got off at the end of that. He was exhausted. He's like, he was hunched over so he could barely breathe. He's like, one more lap, I would have died.
So for those that are wondering, you can go to the Rock Sonoma YouTube channel and check it out. So ROK Sonoma, and go check it out. It was a lot of great racing.
Yeah.
Something that was good to watch too, and maybe I was actually paying attention during this one, but like the Chase Hand and the Eddie Shimon and the
Heat 2. Yes.
It was like, okay, all right, something's gonna happen here. And then so the main event, I was paying attention to the carts, not the screen. And I was like, dang, did Eddie like, I was like, Eddie had to get in front of Chase so he could get away, but Chase has been killing it all day. Like, what's happening? So I was literally like, I was stuck because I was like, oh, I was going for Chase because he was doing well all day. And but Eddie, and I understood why Eddie's got to do that. And, you know, Eddie's a local at our track as well. So I just want to see everybody do well. And it was fun watching them too. And their battle back and forth. And he even mentioned it in his interview on the live stream that we did. That he thought he was racing Joey Hand for a minute.
Yeah.
But it was Chase. So that
it was Chase. Good. Well, and Jason, our video guy, when he did the recording, he said the background to Eddie was Joey's trailer. So there's a big sticker that says Joey Hand Racing. So he's thinking that Eddie was like, he knew he was racing Chase, but like staring right at him is this big Joey Hand sticker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I like all those drivers in the top 5. I like all of them. But when Eddie's been pretty dominant at the beginning of the year. So I do want to see someone beat him. I like him. I want to see someone beat him just to mix up the class a little bit. It was nice seeing Chase come out to race, and he was doing great. Honestly, I think I'm pulling a little bit for Roman Madrigal on the CRG.
It's literally, because it could literally be anyone between Roman and Chris Martin and.
But if I see a CRG or a GFC in the tag class up front, I'm probably secretly rooting for him. Well, now it's not a secret, just because it's. I don't know. That class has been so dominated by OTK everywhere in the country. Like it's just. So when another brand.
All right, let's talk about Ryan Martin now too.
Was he there?
Was he there?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Ryan Martin was there. Anthony, how'd Ryan do?
I think Ryan got 3rd. He got 3rd in the shifter race, didn't he?
I think 3rd or 4th, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good. So.
I just know Brian won, and he checked out. Like it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Brian, and then Dustin and Ryan.
That's right, Dustin.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he on a Sodi cart, David?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. I know he's under the tent. I just didn't know if he was on a Sodi cart.
You said Dustin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to make a comment real quick about the live stream. We're kind of on the subject and watching the races live, which has been a great format, and it's just the quality is getting better and better, guys. So that's kudos to the team that's doing that. And what I just know, maybe I've been doing this for a while and I missed it, but what I just noticed is some driver interviews. And I don't know if those are taking place live on the weekend or if they're pre-recorded. I haven't really been following it very closely, but I think that's an interesting element to add to the stream. And I think, frankly, people that are watching are really interested. I mean, everyone likes watching the racing, especially when it's heated, right? Yeah. But I think people are really interested to hear from a driver and, like talk to these guys that are on the podcast here and, go into their tent and say, what are you going to do for the next heat? Or, how are you feeling today? I mean, I think that content is very interesting for viewers. And if that can be weaved in more into your live streams, I think that would be even a plus. But you guys, it's getting better and better each time. So great job.
Yeah. Jason does a lot, not this Jason, a different Jason.
Hold on. I want to acknowledge David. We will. I have a funny story about Ridgely braking, but we will go back to the interviews. They were recorded on Saturday.
Okay.
And then he put them on Sunday on the live stream. And what's funny is when I kind of heard the idea, I was like, oh my gosh, we have to come up with a list of questions, and we have to do this and we have to do that. And Jason, our media Jason,
Not me.
he was like, well, Ashley, it's not really kind of for that. It's to create the story.
Yeah.
And so you explaining it the way he explained it was like, yes, that was exactly what he was trying to do. So I'm glad that we're hearing that his vision came to life.
Yeah.
And Jason, media Jason, Lorea, you're awesome. And then I can't remember the other guy, but I know like one of the camera guys is Bob. Sorry,
Yeah, okay.
other guy. I can't remember your name.
No, it's,
But
I mean,
thank you too.
yeah, they have 2 cameras, I think. So, they have limited resources, but even to have one of the cameras on the scales when like Max comes off and his first win, to just capture that moment would be massive. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, so we run into a couple things with that.
Okay.
We have, so one of the big issues we have at the track is just the bandwidth, meaning how much data we could push through the system. I haven't looked back at the replays yet, but I think yesterday in the main event, the 100cc senior class started breaking up or got pixelated. Because there's just something going on with the system where all of a sudden we lose the connection. So Jason was clever enough to start recording it on the hard drive when he saw that everything going on. So I'll have to check in with him to see if it has to re-upload it. The other thing is manpower, budget and manpower, because to have the cameras we basically would need 1 or 2 more camera guys to grab the scales, to grab the grid, and then to keep our camera guys stationary on the track for those panning pictures.
Yeah.
And we are working on it. So that's part of drumming
yeah.
up more sponsorship and trying to make it professional. But the biggest thing is really the infrastructure at the track and how much what can we get away with. We really want to do like on like Kart Chaser, they have the running race hero or whatever on the sideline. Every time we've tried it at the track, it just bogs down the broadcast, and then the video becomes so unclear. So yeah, they've decided, we're not going to worry about that part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
Jason's doing a great job with it.
Yeah. So David, Ridgely, okay, so I believe it was the main event, Ridgely's bumper came loose. Okay, so on the radio, I'm going to tell you what I heard from my point of view on look in scoring. Okay, so on the radio, they're like, oh, number 905, his bumper is loose. So we're all looking for him, trying to spot him through the corners, and on the straightaway, I don't think he could see the flag where Brennan was standing. So Bill went and got the number thing. And so he ran to this side and he still missed Ridgely. And then he ran to the other side. And so when he finally caught him and he went to wave the flag, his flag broke. So he missed him again. And so Bill had to run back to the flag stand to get the other black flag. It was hilarious. I mean, I'm sorry, Bill, that you had to do all of that. I'm sorry, Bill, that you had to do all that cardio, but it was hilarious to watch. So, but yes, secure those bumpers, y'all. Don't have Bill McAllister running and chasing.
In races, Ridgely was running there in the top 5. I mean, he had such a strong weekend going.
Yes.
I think I was even surprised because I saw the GFC up front, and it's like, I'm trying to place the helmets, and it's like, wait, that's Ridgely. And at that moment, he was running in 5th.
Yeah.
So good job to Ridgely.
All right, Max, tell us about your weekend.
It was by far the best weekend so far that I've had in just karting. Because qualifying, we got P1. Christian was disqualified. Pre-main 1 first. We just swept the weekend. Pre-main 2 first and main first. And we had a not that good pace on Saturday and through warm-up, but then qualifying through the main, we just came alive. We got the kart right. I was driving better, and then just shows it all in the live stream. Just 5 seconds. It's incredible.
Yeah. That was awesome. And then that was actually a surprise to Christian. I don't even think he knew that he was running over the weekend. So it was great. And then you guys did awesome all together. Who are you guys racing with? Or it was Max and
the kid in the upper left corner, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony and Christian. I'm sorry. I literally see all of you guys on a screen, so it's different for me than cart numbers and helmets.
Yeah, I'm seeing the helmet right now going by. Like,
so Anthony, tell us, what were you thinking? Like, what happened? What were you like? Arr!
Well, at the start of the main, I didn't have that good of a start, so I think I was in fourth, and then I passed. I got in a second. And then Max was probably, by the time I got in a second, he was probably like a second and a half or like 2 seconds ahead. And I just couldn't catch him. We were really close. Everybody, I think in qualifying, the top 5 were within like a tenth. The top 4 or 5 were all within like a tenth or 2. So it was fun. We got really close.
Yeah. And I was getting there, Michael Ting. David, tell us about getting pole. Did you plan it?
No, Paul? No, I wasn't Paul.
Wait.
I was.
Michael's talking about David Gow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was confused. Man, Michael Ting.
He's tying in the conversation from earlier.
Oh. Will you tell us, Michael? All right, Matt. Tell us about your weekend. There you go. Oh, and I won my first race. Oh, Michael Ting, where you at, dude? Next time, get on the open mic.
I kind of like him in the chat room. He keeps it lively.
All right, Matt, tell us about your weekend with Gabby.
My weekend was pretty good. I mean, heat 1, that wasn't the best. I got hit off and tried to come from the back. Couldn't make it happen, but I came up to 4th with purple, and so that was really good. And then going into the main, I didn't have the best start, but out of nowhere, I just made it happen. Coming out of tic-tac-toe, got into second, and then passed Eric, going into Kramer, I'm pretty sure. And from there, I just left, and then I didn't have enough, and Gabby caught right up. But overall, it was a really good weekend for me, so I'm happy with that.
You had a very solid weekend.
Yeah.
You were quicker.
I mean, I had purple every session other than qualifying. So.
Oh, I know.
Okay, that's what I was just about to say. Okay, so Ashley literally, maybe because it's where our names are both Ashley, but can we give a quick shout out? Lindsay Guidera, we saw you. Okay, Mama Guidera holding it down this weekend, working on both go-karts. Lexi was there. She was helping us with the track. So she did it. So shout out. Yep, you're right there. I see you. We see you. Shout out.
Hey, thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart for doing this video that y'all do each race. All of my family truly appreciate it. And my aunt just discovered it this past weekend.
Hey guys.
And she said, this is so cool. I'm going to have to go back and watch the rest. So thank y'all so much.
Yeah, and it's even better this time because there's a Gabby Guidera interview. Just saying.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Casey's here too. We saw Casey.
So for those that are wondering what the interviews are about, so we interviewed 5 different drivers, and they were the points leaders for their classes leading up to the weekend. So that's how those drivers got picked. I'm sure we're going to mix it up next time for the doubleheader weekend as well. But it did work out pretty well. It didn't bog down the live stream too much. It was able to flow right in, and it was good.
Yeah, it was a fun race to watch. It was.
All right, so I got a question.
Go.
So, when you guys are discussing karting and driving, and you're talking to your coach, you're talking to your friends, do you guys make sound effects? Anthony's like, no sound effects.
Well,
Come on, you're a white. There's no way you're not making sound
there's
effects.
Well, I have
no
my
way.
hands like I'll go like that or something, but I'm not like vroom or something like I
You
don't
don't
know.
make a noise if the cart's overstuck or anything?
No, not really. I'll just
Not
tell
really.
them like the cart's not hooking up here or something.
David, how about you?
Okay, so two scenarios. One is sometimes if the engine is like bogged down in the slow parts of the track, and I try to explain to Nick kind of what the engine sounds like coming out, they'll help us like kind of determine the gearing or maybe the tire pressure, if you will. So sometimes I will use sound effects like this, right? But more often than not, it's kind of what Anthony just said there. It's kind of more like a, or maybe Ashley was even like kind of holding the steering wheel and then like I kind of describe what's going on and then like, you get this quick snap. So it's more often than not that and not so much the sound thing, but a little blend of both.
All right. How about you, Max?
Yes, for sure. I definitely do like hand signals and stuff all the time. If the engine's bogging down, it'll be like it was like or like something like that. And then like, oh, somebody made a bad move. Like I always do it all the time.
Sepe, how about you?
Quite a bit actually. Like once we get back to the pit, to be honest. Like when I got taken out, I was trying to explain what happened, and I was really mad. But yeah, so we do quite a bit.
This, and then it was like this, and then this, right? Like,
Yeah, there's definitely some jump starts that was unnecessary by the people in the back. Got over to the inside before they should have, and then got taken out. I'm not saying who, but that was not okay.
We can go back and watch it on the video.
Yeah, you will see that when I got taken out in Heat 1.
Go watch it.
We won't have Heat 1. We have, let's see, the tail end of the Heat 2.
Yeah.
And then all the mains.
Yep.
Ridgely, every time I describe the cart, I use sound effects. I thought just everyone did that.
Right?
I like what David said too. He like moves his body. It does this.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions?
We have plenty of questions. I could do this.
We had Steve Cameron giving Max a shout out. Nice trophy behind you. Thanks, Steve. Steve's here in the comments, in the chat. Steve Cameron.
So let's go with, what is your favorite way to relax or take a mental break? Like just in general, how do you just like recenter yourself? Anthony?
I just kind of like, I'm just quiet and I just like sit there and I kind of think about like what I could do better or something. Like if it's like karting, I'll just think about what I can do better to get faster and I'll just figure things out.
David, how about you?
So even while he's relaxing, he's thinking of ways to get better.
Yep.
Dig it.
Yeah, so two settings, right? Up at the track, it's usually just going into the trailer, out of the sun where it's somewhat a little bit quieter and, just chilling in there. And, there's always someone else in the trailer. So, I just have a conversation with them. And then away from the track down here in Santa Cruz, my forms of relaxation and are surfing and mountain biking.
There you go.
See, that sounds relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're blessed here. We're right on the ocean, but then we have the mountains right behind us. So we got the best of both worlds.
Max, how about you?
I'd probably just either like sit down in the trailer or sit down in our pit and just like think about what I've done and kind of like Anthony said, just stay quiet and just kind of just think about what I did and just think about what I can do better for the next session.
Very cool. Matt?
For me, I mean, when I like to relax is when I'm riding my dirt bike, I just ride easy sometimes and just relax. Surfing and mountain biking, to be honest. Mainly those.
Mainly
All right.
those.
We did have a question that I thought I brought up, but I don't think we answered it. What is your favorite engine? What engine do you guys like to race? I don't know. Yeah.
Anthony, favorite engine?
Well, my favorite engine. Well, I drove the shifter. I drove a shifter cart about 2 weeks ago at Sonoma, so that was fun. So I guess that's my favorite engine. I guess I don't know.
So what shifter did you drive, a Rock or a Honda?
A Rock. I
A
drove
Rock?
Ryan's. Yeah, I drove Ryan's cart.
Oh, how was it?
It was fun. I only did like 2 sessions, so.
Were your starts better?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. David, how about you? Your favorite engine package?
Yeah, I can say I see that this one was from Allison Palick. I can almost guarantee you that wasn't my wife. That was probably Keegan in the account. So
I was kind of wondering.
I think it's probably from Keegan. Okay. I'm pretty happy in the 125cc. Jason, you and I had this discussion a while ago on one of the other podcasts. Is as you go up in the power bands and the horsepower, it's hard to go back down, right?
Yeah.
So I've been pretty happy in that 125 tag. Me too. I just jumped in a shifter a couple weeks ago for the first time and did that. A lot of things going on there. So, credit to those guys that drive those carts. A lot of things going on in those carts. But I'm pretty happy in the 125. The only thing that would take me down to the 100cc would be just the deeper field, frankly. Being able to race against, say, 10 to a dozen competitors versus, the 4, 5, or 6 that we have in our class. So,
yeah,
that's
has
my
that conversation come up?
And I'm on the road tax,
the competitors.
Not the road tax, the Rock. The what?
The Rock. Has that conversation come up amongst your class?
No, not so much. Leading into the season, there's a lot of talk about which class should we go in to have the numbers, but I stayed put in the 125, just going back to the fundamental concept that I like more the faster cart.
Yeah, it's tough too. You're invested in that engine package.
Yeah, and I've been happy with it. Frankly, it's been a good package, and it's a good cart. It's a good package. The chassis with the Sodi chassis and that engine, it's a good package.
Yeah. All right. Matt, how about you? Favorite engine package?
Engine package? I mean, I like the Rocks. They're pretty good. So.
Have you driven a shifter yet?
No. I mean, I am pretty soon here. I'm gonna drive my grandpa's shifter. He just built it up. It's a brand new shifter. So.
Wow.
Do you guys do 4-cycle too?
I do.
Okay. So which one do you like better?
Probably, I mean, I've driven both, so I don't really know, probably the junior ones, because they're really easy to drive, and I love, how fast they go. They're not too quick, and so, yeah, probably the junior ones.
All right. And Max, you want to wrap that question up for us?
Yeah, I'd have to go with the Rock VLR. I've driven both the Briggs 206 and the VLR, and VLR is my favorite. The Briggs is just slow. I'd rather go fast than slow. Usually there's more competition in VLR classes. The only thing that I will say that is probably better about the 206 is that since basically the engines are the same, there's more racecraft involved. So, but other than that, I'd have to go with the VLR.
The VLR. Has anyone thrown you in a shifter yet?
No.
Not yet.
All right. Last question before we wrap up. 206 in Sonoma. Would you do it? Question mark. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Max, since you're in the upper left.
No, I wouldn't. Just because, the straightaway is long, and I just don't feel like it would be a good fit for a 4-stroke. I feel like 2-stroke just dominates that track and is just better suited for Sonoma than a 4-stroke.
Interesting. All right. Anthony?
The only reason I would do it is if there was like a lot of competition, and probably if we ran the sprint layout. Because like what Max said, the straightaway is too long. So yeah, I'd do it if there was a lot of people because it'd be fun.
You drivers are going up my drivers list rankings right now.
All right.
David?
Yeah, I'll agree with both Anthony and Max. Same opinion.
All right, Matt.
Basically, yeah, same opinion as Anthony and Max. Cause I mean, I feel like I would blow the engine up if we're running the long straight. It just wouldn't feel that great for me.
All right, we got Michael Tang chiming in. Yes, the industry needs it. I've had so many people ask how to get started, and the closest so far is Donald. All right.
The industry needs 4-stroke at Sonoma, or
yeah,
I don't necessarily agree with that, because we have Blue Max, we have Dixon, we have Prairie City. Like, we have 3 great Central Valley tracks that the Briggs are perfect for.
All right, 4-stroke would bring a lot of competition. Could be fun. KPX ran there 3 years ago.
Yep.
All right. Great to hear everyone's opinion. Let us know. Put it in the chat. All right, guys. So we'll start going around. Final thoughts, shout outs. Where are you going to race next? Here we go. We'll start with maybe, I don't know where I'm pointing, but we'll do Matt first, and then we'll go around. Go ahead. Final thoughts, shout outs, and where are you going to race next?
I want to shout out my mom, my dad, my older sister, Sweet Tech for building my engine, and Pearland for having a very great kart, and also Michael Mitroff. He helped us a lot this weekend, and then our next race is probably going to be Sonoma, if I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
No love for Gabby?
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys love Gabby plenty enough here.
We do blow Gabby up.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Matt. Have a great night. Thanks.
Quick question for you, Matt.
Yes.
Why is it Matt or Giuseppe or Sepe?
So.
And am I even pronouncing it right?
You're not. So basically, my middle name is Giuseppe, and then short for that is Seppi, and then my first name is Matthew, but short for that is Matt. So
got it.
Yeah, I don't really care what to be called, Seppi or Matt. That's what I go by.
Sepe or Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Well,
buddy. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, NorCal, for having me on, by the way.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for joining.
All right. Next up, we'll do Max. Final thoughts, shout outs. Where are you going to race next?
I'd like to shout out Speed Sense Motorsports. I'd also like to shout out Casey Moyer for being a great friend and great teammate. I'd also like to shout out Three Chickens Racing, which is kind of like me, Casey, and Val Garbarino's thing. It was in the last junior. We kind of mentioned it in the chat. Casey brought that up.
Do you guys share an account?
Val owns the account and does all the posting and stuff on that.
Did he ever reply he never responded to my chickens post?
I don't know.
Ask him about it.
He's like, have your people talk to my people.
So yeah, Speed Sense, Casey, Val, Three Chickens. Basically everybody that's helped me all this weekend, my dad, just everybody that's helped me. And next race is probably going to be the Sonoma doubleheader, and then we're headed to Vegas for Rock the Rio.
Yes. All
Very
right.
cool.
Thanks for hanging out, Matt. Congratulations on your weekend. We'll see you in Sonoma. Good night. All right, Anthony. Final thoughts, shout outs. Where are you going to race next?
I'd like to shout out Patrick O'Neill and his company, O'Neill Construction, the RWR team, and my Uncle Ron, my mom and dad, my grandparents, and CRG for supporting me. And the next 3 races I'm going to do is 8 and 9 at Sonoma, and then I'm going to Vegas for Rock the Rio. So,
All right. Well, good luck. We hope you do well. We'll see you later. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
All right. Next up, we'll do David. Final thoughts, shout outs. Where are you going to race next?
Yeah. Okay. So first to the 4 young men that joined us. Great to see them and their ability to share their experiences with everyone. So that's been really cool. So shout out to those kids first and foremost. The second shout out would be to the Karting Collective and Nick Leduc and the whole crew that supports Keegan and I. Always a great environment. Very experienced group of individuals that share their knowledge with us and help us get better every weekend and every practice session. So shout out definitely to the Karting Collective and all the racers under our 10, all of our teammates within the 10 as well. So it's a very collaborative, fun yet competitive group of individuals, which is great. Then the third shout out is to this community, this NorCal Karters community, and what you guys are doing for the greater karting community across Northern California and promoting events and people and all those things is great to see. We talked a little bit about the video streaming and how that's getting better and better every weekend. So just progress every time, week after week, and what you guys are providing to the karting community is really special. So thank you for that, guys. And then I say ours, it's going to be Keegan and I. We're going to be doing races number 8 and 9 at Sonoma, and that will wrap up our season for he and I. We're not going to Vegas. And then we'll just get into the winter months of practicing and fine tuning our craft. So thanks for having me. Keegan,
you did it. Thanks
for having me.
All right. Thanks, David, for hanging out with us. All right, Jason. Final thoughts.
All right. I'm going to recap the races coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll do my normal tagline.
Got it.
So next couple of weeks, this weekend, NCK Road Racing at Thunder Hill East for the Fall Shootout. That's going to be a Saturday, Sunday event. Prairie City, October 8th and 9th. Then we go back to Rock Sonoma, races 8 and 9 doubleheader weekend for the October 14th, 15th, and 16th. And Prairie City Kart Club 2-stroke weekend number 5 got moved out to the 29th and the 30th. And did I hit the wrong button? No. Okay. And with that being said, just remember, if we all get one person to karting, we'll double by next year.
All right. So, Gear Nuts, hit me up about your prize. What was it? Oh, so upcoming show lineup. We're doing postseason with all our clubs. We're hoping to have the champions by then. So, hoping to get them on. We're already booking for the November races for a safety gear show. Let us know what you guys want to see on the show in fall for the fall lineup. We already have a lot of it booked up. I have a couple open spots. So if you guys have an idea or if you want to see someone specific, you want me to get someone, let me know. I also want to shout out Josh is in Indy. And I hope he does well this weekend. So everybody send their positive thoughts. And if you want to come on my show, let's do it. Peace, NorCal.